Hi, you are watching Sipping Off the Cuff. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That gentleman over there is.
Rick Levy in San Diego.
And Rick, tonight, you know that when you go to if you remember being at the circus, the tiger that would jump through all the flaming hoops. That's this tequila tonight, man. That's Siempre tequila. These guys have moved heaven and earth, jumped through all kinds of flaming hoops just to get this tequila to you and me, because they're Canadian. It's a young couple. They're Alex Bridges and Monica, and I'm not sure what her last name is, but they are the brains and the brawn behind Siempre. One of them is an artist, I believe, and I
Yeah, the
think
artwork is beautiful.
yeah, I don't know about you, but I know the bottle it doesn't say a whole lot, but I really like their packaging. I just want to go out on a limb and go, brand a promise just for the packaging alone. Because look how much fun that is. Check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like the colors and the artwork. When it came in, typically what I do is like when a bottle comes in, I'll text a photo of it to Mike to let him know that I got it in and we can schedule it for a video. But this one really inspired me. I had to go out and find like the perfect setting to put it in. Complementary colors. It was just, it struck me as beautiful.
Yeah,
So
I actually,
yeah.
if you watch our TA's Instagram now, I'll tell you what, these guys are very hot, very heavy with social media. They do a lot on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can find them on Instagram. Check out what they're doing, and they're a two-man operation. Literally, it's just Alex and Monica. That's it, and very similar to us here at Tequila Aficionado. It's just us three, and once in a while Rick, but the thing is, you're right. The bottle photographs very well. I got my bottle. I got this bottle at Easter, and we've been waiting that long for one of us, either Rick or Alex, to get a bottle. Like I said, they had to move heaven and earth to get legally to come into the states. Now they're available in the states, and they have been wanting to get us their samples, and I've been hiding it from me because, as you can see, I've been kind of dipping into it. So we're gonna taste it tonight. We're gonna see if the juice is everything that the label says it is. Um, we'll tell you right now, this is coming out of Gnome 1438. Probably one of the largest. Oh, look at that! They're bubbles. Ooh. Now it's interesting. Don't be put off. All right. This brand is coming out of one of the largest, or one of the larger maquiladoras in Mexico. For those of you who are in Texas, you're probably familiar with Mexcor. Mexcor is a company based in Houston that somehow is related to this distillery. So a lot of the brands that come out of this distillery are in Texas. For instance, Agavales, which I've had here. They're easy drinking, very easy sipping tequilas. Okay, because you can stick a straw in it and just suck it right down. Cava de los Morales, which I used to have in New Mexico for a long time, at $19 a bottle. You can't beat it with a stick. It would come Blanco and Reposado. Um, they make Carlos Murphy's with restaurant, the Carlos Murphy's restaurant chain. They make their private label Abre Ojos, and they were a Brand of Promise nominee as well last year. One of my personal favorites, and
They've been a favorite of mine for a while as well.
yeah, lots of really very enjoyable brands come out of there. I think another one that I was looking at, Apocalypto. Those of you who know Kim Brandy or have read about her on our website, that's one of her brands that comes out of there. So there's a lot of really winning brands coming out of here, just like La Cofradia. You have a lot of winners that come out of that distillery, and so don't be put off by that. And everybody's different. There's a reason that they go to these guys. The distillery probably knows what they're doing. So we're gonna try it. I'm gonna use my Glencairn here to get some pull out some stuff, and Rick's just breaking into his.
That's right. I just cracked the seal on this today, and I was glad to see there weren't any off aromas coming off. When I first opened the bottle, that was very nice.
Yeah, well, we got this whole case delivered to us, and the other day, they're actually going to go with us on our Heartland tour, and that it was 100 and some odd degrees up until like 2 days ago. We're finally getting some rain, so we have a respite. But when those bottles showed up, we had to pull them out of the box just to cool them off. But pretty pristine. I mean, it's a clean tequila, and it's got bubbles in it too.
Yeah. Oh, there's some nice pearls showing up.
Monica S.
Yes, give the lady credit.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's her last name? Monica. All I know is Monica S. Monica must be the art behind the.
Okay. As yet another woman
in the
tequila industry.
That's right.
I want to make sure that she gets her due.
Monica gets props from Lisa. So does that?
There's beautiful detail in the label.
Yeah.
All the way off to the side.
By the way, it's not to be confused with Por Siempre Mezcal or Sotol, which we've also had here at Sipping Off the Cuff. That's a Sotol. This one is just Siempre, which means always. And I like that nose on there. It's not singing to me like your typical Highlands tequila though.
And it probably shouldn't, because it is a 50-50 mix of Highlands and Lowlands agaves.
Exactly. The website tells us pretty much everything we need to know. Destiladora del Valle del Tequila, that's known 1438. They're using, as Rick said, Highlands agave and Lowlands agave. It's a 50-50 blend, and again, that's not uncommon. That we've had some really great tequilas that have had 50-50 blends. Some of them are blended as copper pot and stainless steel. They always find a way. The master distiller always finds a way to differentiate, the flavor profiles. You'll be happy to know their water source is volcanic, spring water, and they're using a stone or masonry oven. Now, I know a distillery this large has to have autoclaves, but apparently Siempre is using the stone. They're using the stone oven, so.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we may get some baked agave.
Yep.
Definitely, even in the nose, I'm able to pull out both Highlands and Lowlands.
Well, it's almost like they're balanced. The aromas are balanced. 1 minute, like from one nostril, you'll get Highlands. Yeah. From one nostril, you get something a little bit more muted. A little bit more earthy. It's odd how that works. I'm very much the left brain, right brain, because you never, especially with glasses like this. I know Rick's using the Riedel. I'm using a Glencairn, where see right here, I get those citrus notes.
Yeah.
I get those citrus notes right up in here. And with a glass like this, you don't necessarily have to warm it up like Rick was trying to do there.
But I'm getting herbal notes as well.
Yeah. And that's your typical Lowlands. You're getting probably herbs, maybe some minerals. There's a lot going on in this tequila. You wouldn't think so. They have a fun attitude. With they have a couple of young people with a sense of humor. If you're following them on Facebook or Instagram or their website, do yourself a favor and follow these guys. They're really something. The stuff that they put out, and it's just them. It's just like I said, a two-man operation, a man and woman operation. Ooh. Oh, wow. Wow.
Smooth entry, but then you just get hit.
It explodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got that retro nasal. Wow, it came right up on me. Holy cow.
Yeah, definitely tequila in there.
Yeah, but you notice the finish it wasn't like the Highlands that we had earlier in one of the previous shows. It almost like it's a short to nothing finish. Oddly enough, it only explodes in the middle.
Yeah, it's staying on my palate though. I'm enjoying that pepper
Oh yeah,
sensation.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. See, and I can tell you from having had some of the other brands out of this distillery, like Agavales is so smooth. There's almost nothing special about it, because it's not supposed to be, but it goes down way too easy. And this one's got this one's a good representation of what you can accomplish, playing around a little bit with some of these elements. They use open air fermentation is what they're saying. The distillation
Oh,
is
is it open air? That's
yeah.
great. Yeah.
Distillation is pot still, steel, and copper. So for those of you who have been to distilleries, the pots are stainless steel, but the copper tubing and whatever they use on the inside, it would be copper. Which they tell me that's the secret. That's really a secret. That's to be able to use the beauty of stainless steel, which lasts a lot longer than full copper, and then still get
But still have that chemical reaction you get with the contact with the copper
exactly.
in something that's easily replaced.
Right, that you don't have to,
Sure, yeah.
you don't have to hammer together yourself,
Yeah.
Oh, I like this a lot, Rick. This is the first time I've had it out of the Glencairn. It's really nice. Holy
Yeah,
cow,
I think
that's a full,
I
it's a
agree.
full body smell though. It's got a beefy aroma.
Yep. Got a lot of character.
And it's got like on the just on the very back end, I'm getting just a slight. I don't know if I want to call it bitterness, but it's more like a caramelized, um, maybe baked agave from the oven. A little bit of the
Yeah.
kernel. The only thing I can tell you, if you've had enough of this, or if you're into popcorn or homemade rice, I my mother would make rice and sometimes the bottom it would stick to the fry pan. She'd literally make the rice, right? And my dad and I would fight to eat that stuff that was stuck to the bottom of the pan, because it was so good and crunchy, because that stuff was burned or overcooked. But it's like burned popcorn, and that's kind of like. But they're using it as another layer as opposed to it being a mistake. It's there on purpose, and it's just so far in the back. And I don't even want to call it a bitterness so much as maybe like I say, a caramelized kind of agave. Like one corner of the agave got just a little too close to the heat, or stayed in there a little too long.
That will often happen in the masonry ovens because they'll really stack up the pinas in there.
They stuff them in there.
And some of them are in closer contact to the steam, the heat source.
Hmm. Wow, completely different from the one that we had earlier, though. Earlier this evening we had El Consuelo, which is in a traditional sense, a Highlands tequila. But this one is really different.
I recommend it. I'm not finding any strange notes in there that I have to warn about or anything. It's all just beautiful agave notes from a process that is apparently being done right. And when I see the masonry ovens and the open air fermentation, it's just the right way to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is, again, a brand of promise nominee in the Blanco category. Very well deserved. And I'll tell you what, Rick, for me, I would be anxious to see what they come up with when they do the reposado and their añejo. Because if they're starting with this kind of a Blanco,
Oh,
the
yeah.
possibilities are really exciting, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, this is, this has the character that you're finding in here will not necessarily be lost in the barrel. So it'll be a multi-layered experience.
Well, like I say, one of our previous Brand of Promise winners and nominees have been a company, a brand called Calavera. And Calavera was doing, they were doing something different. They were using distillation from, they were using combinations and then aging them in a particular barrel. And their combos,
I wonder if they'll use Canadian whiskey barrels.
I don't know. These folks are from Canada, all right? And Canadians get it. I know I say that a lot, but I said it about Tromba, and they've been on our tour. They were with us last year. I say it about Australians. I say it about everybody outside of the United States. By and large, really get what the idea of a well-made or craft spirit really is. And they for these two being so young, for Monica and Alice to be young, and if you read their bio, they basically quit their jobs to sell tequila. All right, that's what they did. They said, fall in love, quit your job, and make tequila. That's how they start this whole thing. All right, so if you want to see what they fell in love with, and what their passion, what keeps them going every day, it's in this bottle right here, because they get it. Like I say, as young as they are, they get. And I think as a culture in general, the Canadians really get. They have a history of Canadian whiskey and of their own spirits as well. Probably not just whiskey. I'm sure they make vodka out there too. But this is really in keeping with if the Canadian, if Canada is suffering from a lack of really good craft stuff, really pick some of this stuff up too while you're at it. I can't say enough about what these multicultural owners of tequila are doing, with the craft. All right, this is a really good tequila. It's coming out of a very reputable distillery. Brand of Promise nominee, man. What are we going to say? Great stuff.
Do we put them in packaging too for the artwork?
Oh, of course. You have
it.
to. I know the bottle isn't much, but it's not supposed to be. It's the artwork. It's where, this is where they spent the money on two things. Not so much on the vessel, but on the artwork and the juice inside. And maybe later down the road when they've been around for a while, they'll think about changing the bottle. But really, I wouldn't. They even have it signed. I think their master distiller signs it, I believe. Who is it that's signing it?
I don't know. Their master distiller is Augustine Sanchez.
Then those must be the initials of Agustin. So, they are probably working very closely with the folks at Distillería del Valle, and rightly so. Great stuff. I'm glad they're coming with us on the tour.
Absolutely.
We're going to
recommend it. Check it out. Try to find it.
Absolutely. Do you know if Z Tequila has it in stock? Do you know if it's still I know because they're just getting into the States, so I'm not sure if they're available yet.
Yeah, I may not. No, Z doesn't have it yet.
Okay, but look for it. And really, seriously, do yourself a favor. Follow these guys on any of their social media. They're very accessible. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Those are the big three. You need to follow them. If you like their juice and you've had it before, support these guys because they really do a lot of hard work. Like I say, it says fall in love, quit your job, and make tequila. That should be a slogan, With me, it's like the other way around. Fall in love, here's the tequila, But,
well, that's a great story, and, they're doing it right.
Yeah, keep it up, guys. Whatever you guys are doing, congratulations. Brand of Promise nominee. That gentleman over there is Rick, and who am I?
Mike?
In San Antonio, you've been watching Sipping Off the Cuff. That's our take on Siempre Tequila, Brand of Promise nominee in the Blanco category only right now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, that red button down below. Tell us what you think. If you've had it before, tell us, if you just want to rave about them and what great people they are, do that as well. And whatever you do, keep watching them, because I expect some great things coming from these guys. They really have their heads on straight. God bless them, because they're going to need it. But anyway, that's our take. Thanks again for watching. And as we like to say here, tomar sabiamente.